Hi, good afternoon. Sorry, I'm a little late. Well, I'm a minute late. आज एक बहुत interesting चीज. So today something very interesting. Yummy is going to happen. You will learn tasty today. This is a snake box. It's a snack box. What does it have? It has what's called a parotha. In south of India, it's called parotha. North of India, it's called parotha. Parotha. And the word is paratha. So this is like a quesadilla. Hi, good afternoon. If you're here for the first time, my name is Samir and I make this product called Kaiben. It's made out of hemp seed and flaxseed. We'll talk about that later, but today we're making a salad that is going to accompany this. Now, the gift that happened yesterday was some chicken that has come from my neighbor. Lolita, if you're seeing this, thank you so much. And that chicken really, it's spicy, it's roasted, it's boneless, and it's going to go very well in this wrap with some labne. What is labne? Do you remember what is labne? So it's going to be tomatoes, cherry tomatoes from home, basil, chili, garlic, onion, and then we'll make that little vinaigrette. Cool? Let's get started. So today's lecture, actually this is a lecture, right? This lecture is about something. So I don't know if you were part of my Kaiben WhatsApp community. That's where I've been sharing some information from. Hi. Shals Nagpal, good afternoon. Kaiben is available in Mumbai. I will ship it from Pune. I don't retail this product. I can't. It has to be made fresh. It is made every Tuesdays and Fridays, and I will ship it to you. Just WhatsApp me. You can pay me later. You can pay in the market. You can pay me. Don't worry. The idea is that you need to start benefiting from this good food. So start that first. Don't worry about the money. I make your food. I am your farmer. That's my job. Like I make my own food, man. Look at what I'm making today. So there's going to be parotha, and it's going to be something interesting. I tried this yesterday, so stay with me. I think this is going to be something fun. And if you're into computers or have the remotest inclination to understand how machines work, let me lead you on to something interesting. These are not machines. These computers are not machines. They don't have bearings, ball bearings. You don't need to stop the machine, change its ball bearings, and you don't have to refuel it. Something is wrong about this machine, right? It doesn't follow the laws of physics. So the first half of this is electronics. How do I get in touch with you? Just message me, WhatsApp me. Okay, my number is 93565 12552. Is that right? How did you, whoever has recommended you to me and however you have connected with me, please ask them to refer you to me. Otherwise, just leave me a message on YouTube. We are on YouTube right now. Just put it on YouTube. I'll ping you back. I will respond to you. I'm a farmer. My job is, it's my pride on the line. Haikal. Hi, Haikal. What's up, Haikal? That's Jap for sure. That's Jap language. That's Jap lingo. How are you doing, man? What's up today? Look what I'm making. Today is a salad. It's a fresh salad coming out of cherry tomatoes and basil and garlic. And then I'm going to put it on top of a parotha I need. Do you know what's a parotha? Shaz would know what the parotha is. Her surname is a Nagpal. That's an Indian name. But I don't know about Haikal. Haikal, do you know anything about Indian food? I know a little about Japanese food. I've never really tried it. But I do know that you guys have a phenomenal... You must have heard of aquaponics. You would know about aquaponics, Haikal. Am I saying it right? Am I pronouncing your name correctly? Hi, what time is it in Japan? Let's get started. I'll keep chatting. I'll not remember. But listen to this. You need to make your blade sharp. You Japs know about sharp blades. What's the thing with sharp blades? Why do you really need to sharpen your blade? It just makes life easier. It makes cutting fun. Depends who you're cutting, but you know what I'm saying? So a sharp blade makes life easier. Abraham Lincoln was asked to cut a tree and he said, I'll spend out of 5 hours, I'll spend 4 hours in sharpening my blade. Now that's very profound advice, but not all of us would be thinking that way. We'll run straight to the tree the moment somebody will give us the axe. Isn't it? So this is the insight. Now, as far as the brain is concerned, we all want a sharp brain. We want a fast brain. Just pause and reflect. There are no blades inside the brain. and there are no gears inside the brain. So what are you really going to, what's fast got to do with it? What's sharp got to do with it? Yeah, sure, they could be just poetic ideas and we just can ignore them. But you know what's going on? Neural signaling. Neural signaling is going to get faster. That's what you're trying to address. When you are addressing your food, you're trying to give your digestive system great nutrition, which is going to be governed by the jello between our ears. Digestion is a completely neural function. How's that for an insight today, Haikal? Are you still there? What did you just type? What's it that you typed? This Japanese text. What does it say? Well, if you're swearing at me, you can make it sound polite. Yeah, well, you want to swear at me in public. Then swear at me in a language which me and everybody else can understand, right? What's the point of spitting in your burger if you don't notice it? I'm sorry. That was rude, as my nephew says. How rude. He's half Brit, man. Don't ask me. I don't know where and how and what that happened and how it's happened, but it's happened. Look at this. I'm just shining the onion. It's got a black mold. Asparagus Niger? Asparagus Niger, if I'm correctly saying it. Aspergus Niger, I think. Sorry, my memory beats me. But it's basically a black mold that sits on the onion. No, it's not fatal. It won't kill you. Nothing will happen. Do you guys use onions in Japan? I don't think so. And I do know that you've got a really, really difficult to learn and understand language. That I know for sure. That could be probably because you're trying to keep the people outside. Yeah? It's one of the best ways to keep people outside. Hey, the Brits did it all the time. They had a language for the aristocrats. They still use it. It's this complicated, long sentences that just don't seem to end. And at the end of the day, all you're asking for is a little bit of tea. You can make it simpler. Of course, it's very funny. Some of it really, it's a good humor. But I don't know if Japs have the same obsession with the Brits as we Indians do, man. I don't think so. Did you get any British influence? I don't think so. I don't think we had Brits manage to reach all the way there. You do have some Americans, don't you? Have American influence you have from your baseball, and you kind of flew over the Pacific. Yeah? This is just plain onions. So today's discussion is very interesting. You will enjoy this. If you're into computers, there are two things that I want to share with you. Where did they come from? The idea of computing, when the calculators came about, they allowed us to do some things faster. Now, there is an electronics part of the story where the atoms and the molecules, they move as currents, create voltages, go through resistances and create various kinds of signals which can then be amplified, diminished and used for doing various things. That's the hardware, that's the motherboard, that's literally the hardware of everything that we use. And the second half of this reality sits between these two. So they've got hardware and then you've got software. Hardware burns out, gets spoiled. It requires maintenance. It requires hardware, physical chips. You can see them, touch them, break them. Software, you don't know where it is. You have no idea where it is. You can't even touch it. All you can do is touch your keyboard. Now, AI is that software today, what we experience, because that's the prompt. The prompt has become so simple. It's syntax actually, but it's become simple. And I'm here to tell you how you can make your life a little easier to use these prompts well for yourself. So first and foremost, you don't need to be personal with it. What you do need, you don't need to share with this computer. It's all it can do is mirror back some things that you are already saying and feeling. But having said that, think aloud. Bear with me. Think aloud, meaning talk louder. My blade is not cutting the onions correctly. This is thinking aloud. And you write this to your chat. You write what you are thinking. Don't try to tell the machine, make it easier for the machine. Don't treat the machine as a kid. Don't treat the machine as an adult Don't treat the machine as a friend. You talk to the machine like you would talk to yourself. Try it, you'll know what I'm saying. So you aloud, think aloud. Okay. I'm giving you some great insights. Believe me, stay with me. Towards the end of it, I'll also give you something really tasty, which of course you won't get to eat. I'll eat alone. All right. That's the first thing, okay? So you talk louder and you talk to yourself, talk aloud and type it out. Learn to articulate. You don't have to worry. You'll be surprised how much mistakes the AI will just forgive. It just seems to understand what you're saying. I'll come to that. So this is a good point to tell you this. How does it really understand? When you ask it something, what is it trying to do? Now, because so many different people have been using this system, this Q&A system, and they've been using it for a long time. 2014, if I'm not wrong, Google came up with the contextual search. 2004 is when they launched. So this is about 20 years. In 2 decades, yeah, exactly 2 decades, they have come up with a system that will give you back an answer based on what you're asking. Now, what you're asking is a pattern. There are a bunch of patterns that they've figured out. I'm so sorry for this, guys. Home improvement. It's Diwali season. It's the festive season here in India. Everybody wants to get their homes built up. So it's cool. I hope it's not too bad. So when you are talking to this machine, you're actually putting information into a prompt, okay? And this is going to help this machine go search through this massive data, which is spread across very different types of users. So it looks like it's giving you great advice, but it's actually giving information that somebody else has already provided someone. So it's not new. What's new though is for you. You have not experienced this information before. So your own internal belief system, how that gets affected, only you know. Are you understanding what I'm saying? That's the nature of information. That's what information does to us. It can alter our belief systems. It can literally make our belief systems. Well, you know what I'm saying. To give you an example, if Sandra Bullock and what's that other guy's name? George Clooney? Yeah. If you see gravity today, or if you show gravity to a 3-year-old today, and don't tell them anything else, take them back to the jungle. When they are 10 years old, they'll believe George Clooney and Sandra Bullock were the first two humans to space. That's the power of information. So if you don't give all the information, you hide some of the information, it creates different kind of patterns, but we'll get to that later. So right now, when you're talking to this, the first insight is think aloud, ask questions straight up, right? Now I'll give you the 2 polarities. There are a couple of polarities that you need to understand. The dream to ground reality check. This is the first paradigm. The second paradigm is abstract and precision. Okay, hear me out. So you dream, you think of something which is unreasonable. I want to fly, and then you come down to the ground of it, and you ask. When you ask the question, I want to fly, how do I fly? The machine is going to give you an answer on the ground part of it. When you ask a ground question, the machine can't give you a dream answer. The machine is always downwards. It sits on the floor. It's the biscuit layer. It can't become cream. Are you able to appreciate what I'm saying? These similes are important. They will give you a sense of what this machine is capable of. So you can't expect this machine to do everything for you. That's unfortunate. Yeah, and they have tried. You will push sometime, and you will try to push the machine's boundaries to try to see if it's human or not. It's not. It cannot feel. It doesn't have emotion. It doesn't understand stuff like hunger, valor, humor. Yes, it understands what you might find funny because somebody else has said it's funny. Are you following? The patterns are coming through us. The machines have not figured it out. Okay, let me give you a very good question to ask the machine, and you'll immediately understand what I'm saying. Ask the machine, hey, listen, do you evaluate me while I'm chatting with you and figure out how smart I am, my intelligence levels? Is that something that you do? Because we humans do this all the time with our contemporaries. When we are talking to them, we are asking them, we are in an interview, we are meeting new people, we are constantly evaluating how good and how bad they are. Hey man, Brian, what's up? Bro, you're in good time. Today's conversation is about how to maximize your AI advantage. What is AI? Yes, artificial intelligence. That's the fellow I'm talking about. What is that fellow? So I come from a tech background, and I know you started reading about. Well, I think you're learning, so I'm sure you must have learned quite a lot. But the reality of humanity, of us, our existence, is sandwiched between two technologies. The first is they both are limited by what, I'll come to that later. First is electronics. That's the motherboard where the currents, the electrons have to move, and now in NVIDIA's case, photons. If you are not following what I'm saying, ping me, ask me. I will tell you why is NVIDIA jumping around. It's become such a hot stock. What they're doing, I'll tell you that later. But that's the part. That's the motherboards, the hardware, the chips, the semiconductors. That's one side of the story. The second side of the story, where reality is squished, is software. It doesn't need to take a break. It doesn't need replacement. It needs no refueling, no bearings to be changed. You can't touch it. You can't feel it. But all you can do is communicate with it. So you can send it information. Stay with me. It gets better. So how do you observe? Unfortunately, what's happened with the hardware part, I'm so sorry for this, man. I hope it's not too bad. The hardware side of the story maxes out because of physics, the laws of physics. And that's what NVIDIA is changing. 900 times faster without changing anything. We'll talk about that later. On the software side is AI that allows you to ask a question and it has an answer for you in a blink of an eye for free. So it's a search engine. What it is doing is giving you answers based on what questions have been asked to the massive user base before. What you want to do is think aloud. When you are talking to this machine, don't treat this machine like, I'm giving you some insights on how to maximize your bang with your ChatGPT. You can use any of these models. All of them work on the exact same principle. Don't treat the machine like a kid or an adult or a friend or a lover. Don't put a relationship status on it. Use this machine like a hammer. You can't fall in love with your hammer, can you? But you can fall in love with what the hammer helped you make. It can't make anything on its own, but it can help you make. So this is where it gets really exciting. Once you get the idea of what you're trying to do, which comes through where, so there are two paradoxes. They're not paradoxes, they are the extreme. That's what yin yang really means. So just like your reality sandwiched between hardware and software, the other half, if you twist it in the XYZ maybe, you have ground and dreams. So you'll dream something, you have some dream, and you'll ask ChatGPT to explain something, give you an answer. It'll work on the ground. It always tries to address what's the physical aspect of it, the reality aspect of it. You can ask it to write a poem. The poem will probably come from people or from inspiration that somebody else has approved of. They've written songs out of, these machines have written songs, not just written, I think they're in the top 3 on Spotify. There's an AI band that's top 3 on Spotify right now. So that's the one half of it. The second half of it is precision to abstract. Now precision to abstract is the important part. So you start a question, I want to fly. That's abstract. And in the due course of conversation, you will arrive at a point of precision where your question will be, how do I fix my wings to my skin? Okay, I'm trying to guide you to this point. From this point onwards, another abstract opens up. So this is the loop that keeps happening. So you go from abstract to precision, and it will open up another abstract, which you'll go for another precision. Fira, hi, what's up, Fira? How's it going, Fira? You're in good time. Did you catch what I'm saying? If you didn't, please ask me. This is one of the biggest, most valuable insights I would ever give you. Because everybody else who's trying to conduct courses on AI, hey, listen, how to use AI for your business, for your life, for your love life, pause. AI is not new. Your reaction to AI is new. It's not giving you information. There is no muse. There is no inspiration. What it can tell you is what you already know. Well, maybe you don't right now, but the collective knows. And it will come to you. That collective is a very, very powerful idea. Yes, I know it. I'm sorry if I'm making it sound very glorious. It is very glorious in that sense because humanity has never achieved this before. We have not been able to put this together in such an easy to be accessed format. It is the first time. It was always there. This technology was there. We just didn't accept it. We didn't want to use it. Humans were like, no, I want to see humans play football. But now you see FIFA. Have you seen the new game? You played with it, the AI? These are people. That's the creative juice. That's the creative stuff that humanity brings. Hi, Fira, how are you? Oh, sorry, I just said hi to you. Where are you from? Fira. That's a nice name. Is it short for something? Oh, you're clapping. My bad. And it's a she. I'm sorry. Well, I can't really see. They call the machine also the she. Well, they call the mother earth also she. There are very few he's around. He-Man was a he. Have you seen He-Man? Do you even know what I'm talking about? If you're less than 600 years old, you would probably not know. For the rest of you, if you know what I'm talking about, what is the name of his castle? He-Man's castle. What is the name of his castle? Come on, you can do this. Your memory can do this. Okay. I'll come back. I've got some more interesting points for you. I've taken them all down here, okay? Yeah, I'm here to help you. Maximize your impact. See, you can't do much with electronics, can you? The guys who did it, the boys who did it, they put together Apple. That's the company I'm talking about, not the fruit. Yeah, they put this company. They were soldering boards in their mother's home. Hey, look what's back. This is the garlic cannon. Garlic cannon. You remember the garlic cannon? Yeah, they put together Apple. That is the company that they put together. They were literally soldering boards by hand. Have you read Steve Wozniak's book? Yeah, both founders were names of Steve. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Steve Wozniak's book, it's called I Was. I-W-O-Z. W-O-Z. He writes about this and he says this. He says that if Steve was not in our lives, I would still be soldering boards in my mother's basement. But not basement, garage. Parents' garage. Because Steve had some way of dealing with people, which I'm sure you all read about. Walter Isaacson has written a great book about him. It's pretty cool, actually. Every time I think about him, I always think about there's a reason why he is so celebrated, let me tell you. And he's also the reason why Apple stock is falling. A company is going to the... You've read the Jobs biography, right? Yeah, Walter Isaacson's book. Oh, you don't know this probably. So, Walter finished the book 7 years before Steve died. You know this? I don't think you know this. The book was supposed to be sent to print 7 years before. Walter sent up an email to Steve and he told Jobs, listen, the book's ready. I think we should send it. It's going to be a super hit. Steve Jobs told him, hold on. I will tell you when we should send to print. And Walter is like, listen, you are the hottest thing right now. Apple is the thing. We should be doing this. And he said, no, wait. Friday, he called Walter and he told him, send it to print. Walter said, listen, it can't go weekend. Monday it'll go. Steve said, okay. And Steve passed on Sunday. 2 days before he passed, he sent this email to Walter saying, send it to print. I'm telling you, these guys were geniuses, bro. They knew when they were going back. Their departure time, they knew the flight schedule, everything. Their flights are always on time. There is something we are, if you think, now that I'm reading Bryson's book, Bryson's book is called The Body, Human Body. I highly recommend everybody to read this, especially if you are a science person, because science has really blinded us. It has made us... You're asking me, you from? I'm from this beautiful planet, blue planet called Earth. You from? You sound like Indian, Fira. We also eat our syllables. How going? Well, food. We kind of skip words. Well, that's a new generation thing, though, let me tell you. Have you noticed this? They talk in single words. They just throw a word out. When I was growing up, I remember I have been caned for not being precise in my thoughts and ideas. I don't know if that's happened to you, but my folks were not... Well, my folks were very kind. It was my grandfolks, my gramps. He basically fought all the wars, man. This guy was like a nut. Yeah. I hope he's listening in. He's taught me everything I know. But not everything. Anyways, back to the machines. We're talking about Chat GPT today. So I need to tell you a few great ideas. So first, remember, did you follow the first thing? Think aloud. When you are typing into, remember, this is a prompt. This is a syntax. Just like you write code, you write it in a format. Just like that, you write a syntax. You're trying to communicate something. So don't think of yourself as the bigger brother who's trying to teach the younger brother or ask the younger brother. Talk to this machine like you talk to yourself. It's a big insight. So talk aloud. Ask them questions aloud. Be silly. Don't worry. There's nothing to worry. The machine can't judge you. It doesn't know anything about you. It will never know. You can use phrases like update your memory. It will keep things in memory, depending on how important it is. I mean, your birthday changing is not going to be stored in memory. It will still remember what it knows about you. And it knows everything. You can be assured. Yeah, Google's OpenAI engine they've been collecting data on us for the last 20 years, man. So what are you saying? You're saying that you're going to change now? So I'll tell you what, just play along with this hammer, you'll build phenomenal stuff. So that's the first insight. Go ahead and talk to yourself. Okay. Second, precision abstraction. This is a key way of maximizing. This is actually step 3. This is for advanced, the guys who are top. Once you figure out this concept of abstract to precise, abstract to precise, abstract to precise, you will start to reach amazing points of clarity in your questions and exactly what you're looking for. And this is the yin yang's completion, because clarity will lead to action. Action will lead to clarity. It's a phenomenal loop, and once you get it happens to hardware, it happens to software. That's the maths that they talk about. That's the celebrated movie Matrix. Have you seen the movie? Sorry, today's has been a little bit high. Bye bye. That was fast. Did Matrix get you jumped out of your pants? I've seen very few chicks like that movie. They just can't sit through it. Even though when they've got such a powerful protagonist who's a female, and the final movie has females winning. I've got nothing against the women. I'm just saying the movie, 3 movies we paid, we bought. You should get a guy to win. So sexist. It's so sexist. Well, it's a guy. It's probably the only guy movie I know. Red pill or the blue pill? Oh, bro. What are you saying? What a question. So, first of all, this is my question. Red pill or the blue pill? Because I came up with the pills. But I'll tell you this. No, I'm not Neo, bro. I'm not in it to be the Neo. I'm in it for the ride. I want to be okay, I'll tell you who I want to be. I want to be a character. We're choosing character. No, obviously, I want to be in the Matrix, bro. I'm not, as in, I want to be out of the Matrix. I'm not in the Matrix. It is about, it's about the dream. The dream is what, so, humans, we are the only animals who dream. Well, we dream. And then we wake up to go work on that dream. How is it not real then? So the idea of reality is flawed. You agree with me? So I might as well live in the real flawed world. There is no flaw. And of course, ever since I've started reading or rather hearing this lady, Abraham. Yeah, her name is Abraham. She has given me crazy stuff to think about. The idea of vibration, that's the frequency. That's why not everybody sticks to us, right? I mean, Fira was here. She said bye-bye. It's easy to figure out what works, what doesn't work. We're very fast. We humans don't take much time to choose. It's a quick decision that happens. But where does it happen from? That vibe, we like something, we don't like something. It's so quick, right? That's the vibe that she talks about. And I think that's real. That feeling of, but you got to be tuned. If you're not tuned, you can't hear yourself. And that's the part that I think is what yoga brings to us. Meditation will bring to us the ability to be able to hear your own self. There is something, there is a chatter, but that chatter is not what you're listening to. She calls it inspired action. So one of the guys, he got up and he said, listen, if that's how this works, where you just need to vibe and everything comes to you, why should I get up and go to work? And she's got a very good answer. She says, yeah, don't. Because what you will feel inspired towards, that's called inspired action, you can't stop. You have to go and do it. That is the part that they say, no, I'm pushing through, I'm going to power through, I'm going to carry on pushing through. Your vibration is, you're not vibing into it. You just don't want it. At some level, you don't want it. It's not fun anymore. That's the secret, isn't it? All right, look at this. This is the tomatoes, onions, chilies all have gone in. The garlic is all gone in. It's time for me to make the vinaigrette. Just put this into the cold so it goes and gets cold. Okay, so will you start with some sesame oil? I'm going to add cayenne also. That is also a wonderful oil to add. So we'll take some sesame. This is garlic, chili and basil. Okay, and I'm going to take some from the base of the oil. This is the residue that gets left behind, and that's got it's very tasty. It's got a lot of sesame seed residue. This was made at home, fresh. Did you hear back, Brian? Did you hear back from Two Brothers? Did those guys get back to you? I'm keen to know how their support is, how their service support is. Are they fast? Or are they also slow? No, I don't think so. They'll be slow. They'll be fast. Those guys are, they're determined to build a brand in North America. And I like the way they're going about it. They put together a very wonderful support team. I think they call it a customer success team, if I'm not wrong. And especially for North America, I'm saying. And they will reach out and they'll make sure that you'll get your product. But I just want to, Satyajit, and the name of the founder is Satyajit. If you get a chance to say hi to them, tell them you got to know about them from Kaiben. Actually, say Samir. Stick to Samir. It's just safer. I hope he's listening in, man. Oh, they did. Very nice. It's good to hear. I'm very glad to hear that they did repairs. What did they say? They'll send you kakvi? This is kind of a fresh product with very limited shelf life, so I'm not sure. But I think they will find a phenomenal market in Los Angeles. If you're interested, pick their products are good, let me tell you. I don't know if they're expensive, cheap. I'm sorry. This is balsamic. Okay, this is one of my favorite things now that I've started eating salads this way. I didn't even know about balsamic. Can you believe this? I'm adding some white sesame seeds. This is just to bring some crunchness. You can roast them though. That always brings more flavor to the seed. Once you roast it, be careful. Don't roast it too much. If you roast it too much and lose the water from the seed completely, you'll reduce the flavor. So it goes up and then it comes back down. So just heat it just a little bit. Food is science, man. Actually, there is nothing called science. The true misnomer is calling it science again and again. Some salt, pepper, and I'm going to add the kakvi. There is no other brand that's selling this out there in the States, in US, because that's very interesting. Molasses is a popular product. Kakvi wasn't on the international site they referred me to. Might just order jaggery. Ah, okay. You'll order their jaggery. Okay. I think the jaggery is also good. I think what you should go for is a freshly made product. So if you can get your hands on sugarcane juice for yourself, try cooking it. I'm going to try doing that myself. It takes a lot of time, I've heard, and it has to be cooked on slow fire and it sticks to the vessel and all that stuff. So it's not a very pleasurable activity. But what I've learned from my experiences with food, the closer you go to the source, that's one of my next insights. The closer you go to the source, the closer you go to the zero, the less gap you leave for competition to sneak in. Like in Indonesia, they do know they wrap the cars long. They park the cars for a long time. They wrap the cars with tape and with kind of a skirt thing so that the rats don't go inside. They'll eat up the wires, and it happens everywhere, man. These are the same problems. Urban living is the same. The problems are the same everywhere. But what I'm trying to say is that humanity. So that's the part I was trying to say. That it's called running close to the metal. In the world of electronics, it's called running close to the metal. So you're building systems and software and tech and whatever you have, not close to the way the metal behaves. And that's where no competitor can come in. That's what allowed Apple and Nvidia, these companies, to create this gap where nobody else can jump in. Boeing, Airbus, these guys have been able, it's a regression. It's the number of times that you can do something. I hope I'm joining dots for you and giving you some brilliant insights, man, because you're in the card business, you're in the cards game business, you're in the human business. For us, I'm also in the human business now. For us, the most important part of doing something is to enjoy it. You'll agree with me. If it's not fun, why do it? And making it fun, oh yeah, I'm pushing through, I'm going to push this through and I'm going to make it fun. All the best. This is labne. Remember labne? Curd that's hung through a cloth. It becomes nice and creamy. Look at this. Just see this. Look what has happened to it. It's as good as cream cheese. Yeah. Okay. Time to mix. And then I'll prep my parotha. It's called, the word is paratha. 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 Ra, ra. You got to put some nose into it. So paratha. Ta. Can you say ta? Paratha. And in the south of India, it's called parotha. Parotha in the south of India. North of India, it's called parotha. The na goes into the tha, the third part. So it goes parotha. Parotha. I'm telling you, this is how it works in India, bro. It works the same in China also. They also have this. Ma means something. Ma means one thing. Ma means one thing. Ma means. It's the same bloody word, ma. How you say it matters. And she said, yeah, that's the, actually, words, they don't mean anything. It's the frequency. So it changes the way you say it. Pause and reflect. That's why when you record yourself and you hear yourself, your own recording, you sound different. Because at that time when you were saying it, your mind was thinking something else. Man, I'll occupy your year, 365 days with insights. So come join me again tomorrow. But before you run off, let me make this. See this, how it's going to come out. So this is it's like I don't know what should I call it? What should this be called? This is like a pesto. This is like a, I don't know, salsa, samsa, smalsa, samsa. It needs more salt. It might need some chili also. Oh, that's okay, because I've got the secret in it. I'll show you. You've not seen that. My neighbor yesterday, I hope she's watching. Her name is Lolita. She came and she gave me a bowl of chicken. No, cool, no? Generous people I live with. I'm very grateful and very, very lucky. It's me. Yeah. Let me first search for the chicken. Where is the chicken? Here is the chicken. So the chicken is going to go. See how I'm going to build this up. Look at the chicken. It's cold, so I've not heated. Don't need to heat it. This is the paratha that I was telling you about. It's like a quesadilla. It just, okay. If you know Indians, you have to know about parotha. This is our staple thing. But if you come to Maharashtra, I will show you what is a vada pav. That's also staple. You got to know this. This is curd, but this is not cream. This is not cheese. This is curd. And there's nothing wrong with cream and cheese as long as it is actually coming from a cow. That I can't assure you. So now we'll take some chicken. And I'm just going to cut this into little thin strips that I can place into this parotha. Are you seeing this? My mouth is drooling, man. This is crazy. This smells amazing. All right, this goes on top. A little bit more of this wonderful labne. This has become a little big. I can be monstrous about it, or I can be civil about it. When it comes to food, let me try this. This is probably a better way of cutting it. Wow, it did cut well. I hope you didn't see that. Make this. Someone you care about, make this. It's so good. The chicken could have been less dry. It was sitting in the fridge all night long. So it's kind of moved into that dry, arid category of meat. Many white flavors. Chili is on the low. My producer is going to get pissed on this. They're high chili eaters. We're Indians, man. Chili makes us cool. It's true for everybody who's near the equator. Anywho, that's me. And I'll see you again tomorrow 12:30 with some more brand new insights. Think aloud when you're typing into the machine. Precision, abstract. Keep that in mind. Start with abstract, go to precision. Open abstract, go to precision. Carry on. This is a loop you need to keep doing. Dream and ground. Dream, ground. The machine will give you ground reality. It's the physics of how things work. Stay close to the metal. That's where the competitive gaps will get created. And of course, clarity. Clarity leads to action. Action leads to clarity. One of the actions that we must do, eat good food. I'll see you around. Bye bye. Mustard. Mustard. It's a must in such situations. I should have added. Are you still around? I should have added to my labne all of these things because labne itself has no salt in it, so it's gone a little bland. Still good, but could have always been better. I'll make this again for sure. I'm going to make this again. This is how the ancients did it back in the cave days. Can you see a ring over my head? This is so good. Anywho, I'll see you again. Bye.